Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. How y'all doing today? Give me two quick seconds, because we actually gonna go in. We gotta talk about it, everybody. Thank you for the early contribution, Ramel. I appreciate you. And thank you for becoming a new member, Love My King 25. Ooh, with the pretty hair. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis.
But now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
Who are you? Who might you be? Hundreds of people gathered to support track star Alayla Everett after believing she was wrongly accused of intentionally attacking another track star. Hundreds of supporters rallied for track star Alayla Everett, who they believe was wrongly accused. She expressed gratitude, saying, "Thank you for believing me."
We stand with you. That's why we're here. We stand with you. We support you.
Thank y'all for supporting me. Because nobody else wanted to hear my story except for people that know me and people that know I would never do anything like that. I would never harm anybody. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even confrontational. I wouldn't even do that on purpose. And I thank y'all for believing in me, and I love y'all.
We stand with you. That's why we're here. We stand with you. We support you.
Thank y'all for supporting me. Because nobody else wanted to hear my story except for people that know me and people that know I would never do anything like that. I would never harm anybody. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even confrontational. I wouldn't even do that on purpose. And I thank y'all for believing in me, and I love y'all.
Why are we concentrated on what she quote unquote going through? Where's the girl that got hit in the head? Why there are not a crowd of people gathered around that girl who actually got hit in the head, who actually, from what I understand, got fractured? Why are we not gathered around in support of her? There should not have been one person gathered in support of her, let alone the little crowd that came up to support her as she cried crocodile tears about foolishness, something that she did. Not even so much as an apology to the girl, whether you did it on purpose or not. Where's the apology? Because if you didn't do that on purpose, you should have immediately been profusely apologizing to that girl. If it's going to be footage of you anywhere, it should be footage of you and trying to visit that girl in the hospital to say you sorry. I didn't mean to hit you, and I certainly didn't mean to hurt you. But instead of getting an apology of any sort, you're standing somewhere trying to drum up all of the sympathy from the few idiots that don't want to believe their lying eyes. Your mammy and them, she behind you with the foolishness. Then you got a crowd of people talking, well, we stand behind you. Why? Only in our community does stuff like that even happen. We ain't even seen the girl that was the victim. Nobody cares about the fact that she was a victim and that she got hurt. Tell me nobody wanted to hear my story. We didn't hear the other girl's story. We just saw what the camera showed us. The girl who got hit is not trying to drum up a bunch of sympathy. You beat her to it. So you can gaslight the whole world into thinking and believing that somehow this girl is wrong or something wrong with her. And only in the Black community do we even tolerate any of that foolishness, even for a second. And you wonder why hyenaism is rampant. You wonder why these chicks don't take no accountability. It's because we don't want them to take accountability. We don't want them to take accountability. We do everything we can to shield these chicks from any form of accountability for anything that they do. And then on the other hand, we want to harp on, well, women don't take accountability. She's taught from a little girl that she don't have to. And when there are situations where she's old enough to know what she's done and to take responsibility for choices that she has made and let there be some kind of consequence behind what she has done, we run to make sure she don't never have to take the accountability. So if she ain't got to take accountability right now, what make you think she got to take accountability 10 years down the line in a relationship with somebody? What make you think she got to take accountability at any point, at any time, for any reason? And you wonder why the lionesses can't win. You wonder why we just wash our hands of it. You wonder why we wash our hands of it. And we don't say much about the hyenas, because when we as lionesses want to hold them accountable and we say something, then we got a whole bunch of hyenas, both male and female, running to make sure that that cannot happen. Where's the girls' GoFundMe? If it was such an accident, but yet that girl is hurt, why you as saying, as a part of my apology, let's raise money to pay her hospital bills? Why not talk to that girl? Have your mother talk to her mother, your father talk to that girl's father, and y'all hash it out and make sure. If it was such an accident, if you really did not mean to hit that girl and hurt that girl, nevertheless, she was hurt. You sitting around crying, it's unbelievable. You're crying, but this girl is hurt. This is not on, and no apologies, nowhere, no remorse, nothing. Not even so much as saying, I feel so bad. Not even that. So busy trying to be right. So busy trying not to have nobody look at you a certain way. So busy trying to defend yourself that you don't even recognize the impact. And I'm speaking from the standpoint of supposedly you didn't mean that, which we know you meant it. We know you meant it. This is why there's no remorse and saying, man, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to hurt you. Oh, I didn't mean to hurt that girl. I was not trying to hit her. You know how you are. We know how we are. Anybody that has mistakenly hurt someone. And we genuinely did not mean that. And that person actually got hurt, like for real hurt. You know how people respond when they didn't mean that? We be like, oh man, oh, I'm so sorry. We be remorseful about that. We be trying to make it right. We be trying to figure out how we can help. Because I genuinely did not mean to do that at all. It's with anything that you did that hurts or inconveniences someone and you genuinely did not mean to do that. People who get into car accidents and it was they blindsided. Oh man, I didn't mean to hit your car. I'm so sorry. That kind of stuff. But when you meant to do it, this is how I know you meant to do it. Because there has not been a single snippet that I have heard. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I have not seen a single snippet of her stating how apologetic she was, remorseful. She wasn't sorry and saying, you know what? So focused on trying to get somebody to believe that you didn't do it on purpose that you're forgetting the impact of what happened. And only in our community do we gather for foolishness. We gather for foolishness. We come together for stupid stuff. We come together to support foolishness. We always supporting what hyenas are doing. And while at the same time complaining about the behavior that hyenas engage in. Hyenas don't take accountability, and they don't. But then we'll have displays like this that prove how those in a hyena circle will help her escape the accountability. And then we think she's supposed to have accountability later on in her life. When hyenas are taught early not to have that they don't have to have that. They don't have to say they're sorry. They don't have to be remorseful. They don't have to face consequences. We teach them that they can cry their way out of it, which is what she doing. You ain't that hurt. You're not that hurt. You done sat down in a living room somewhere with that same little headband on crying. Now you're on camera standing up somewhere outside and it's dreary and raining on them edges and you're crying about that. You sitting there with your bangs plastered to your forehead, because I swear to God, them ain't no baby hair. Baby hair is little. You got hair coming from right here to right here, plastered down with that brown Ampro gel. Studying the camera crying. And then nobody believed me. I guess we did not. We saw what you did. This is not hearsay. It's not your word against hers. We saw the video. We saw the tape. We saw that beautiful beam footage. We saw it. We saw it. Everybody that I have seen that did not agree with her, that were runners, whether high school or whether they was collegiate level, sprinters and runners, track and field athletes, whether they was amateur athletes or not, have all said the same thing. There's no way, there's no reason for your hand to come up this high. You're running. Your arms are doing this. Where this come from? You running full speed. Your arms are doing this. Everybody done ran before. Even if we weren't track stars, we done ran. You done ran somewhere and what your arms do like that. Who run like this? What is that? What are you, cartoon? we make sure to gather around. It's one thing I noticed in the Black community. Thank you. Alma I said a young lady that was injured was on the news the other night, and the first thing she said was she hadn't even heard from her and doesn't understand why she wouldn't reach out because she's not sorry. All them crocodile tears and that's camera. That's manipulation. I told you about crying when chicks be crying to just get out of stuff and to manipulate the situation. It don't have nothing to do with nothing else. Chicks be crying because they done got caught. They always get the crying and whining and weeping and sobbing when they get caught up. And when the response is not what they thought it should be. And they'll keep on crying and lying and spinning a story and trying to have a narrative until somebody come to their rescue. Until somebody help them out of accountability. I don't believe them tears. These hyenas will be boo-hoo crying. These hyenas will be snot-nosed crying in front of you and be lying the whole time they doing it. I do not believe a hyena. When they get the over-explaining, now it's all these little details. Those are lies. Those are lies. Those are lies. When they get the snotting and crying, over-explaining, it's a lot of little details that nobody seemed to be able to verify. It's a lot of different hidden intentions and, everything that was leading up to it. And they don't even know how to lie right. You're supposed to keep a lie simple. If you're going to sit there and lie, you might as well keep it simple. So it don't have to remember much. But no, they get all into all of these little details. You lying. Making it up as you go. And snotting and lying. That's always the difference between a lioness and a hyena. When we get to crying, it be real simple. There's accountability that come after that. Or during it. We crying and like, you right. Yeah. You know what? Wow. Okay. An apology come with it. And most importantly, changed behavior come with it. We already got chicks going off the deep end, crying and lying. I'm going to say this. In the Black neighborhood, in the Black community, there are no such thing as victims. Argue with your mama. In the Black community, there are no such thing as victims. We always trying to take up for the person that got accused, no matter what they got accused of. And we'll always be trying to see about them. And I'm not saying always just castigate a person who got accused, but we do it in such a way as to automatically call the victim a liar. Or we try to almost justify why they're not victims. Just like with them kids that was left in that house. We as a group was doing everything to say that them kids was not really victims of anything and that they mama didn't really do that much to them. We do a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking about what somebody else should have done in a situation that we ain't in and ain't never been in. Now, all of a sudden, everybody can think about how them kids should have got out of the house and who could have did what and who should have did what and when somebody should have did that and da. Well, they was old enough, not thinking about the fact that they was not old enough when it started. For a group of people to always be talking about all the trauma that we go through, we don't have any empathy for trauma. We don't actually know how abuse works. We don't actually know that. Ain't no such thing as victims around us. And I hate that for us. Because for people who always crying victim about something, we sure don't got no empathy for victims. Particularly when it comes to when mothers do stuff and when women do stuff. Specifically. Now all of a sudden the people that they do stuff to had all these different options available to them. How they shouldn't have let this one do that and this one do this and we always got something to alleviate the accountability of the perpetrator. We do that for women. We do it for two kinds of people. We'll overlook abuse, predatory behavior, abusive behavior. We will overlook it for two people in our community. Women, particularly mothers, and people we like. People we like. If we like them, they funny, they cool. This one, he ain't doing nothing, he cool. If we like that person, you can't tell us nothing about that person. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. We do it primarily for women, specifically mothers and things of that nature. And if we like that person. So these can include the men that we like too, whether they be celebrities or just our family members or friends of ours, people that we see as cool, people that we see as, we like that person or even if we need that person. We won't attach nothing to them. So anybody that comes speak out against them, we automatically, you lying, you hating, all of that. We will gather for foolishness if the person, we either like that person or they once in a while they'll say something true. We do it. The Black community collectively did it for R. Kelly for the longest. There are folks that's doing it for Diddy. There are folks that's doing it for all of the Umars and all these other. Don't let it be a chick that we like. Because folks like Halle Bailey. And so now all of a sudden she can't possibly be acting silly with that baby, with that boy. Folks we like. Folks we like. We're going to go to a commercial break and then, matter of fact, because I want to show y'all something else too. That we're going to get into after. Exactly, babe. Samantha Lee, Tyrese's ex, because she cute, she can't be dragging that man through the mud. Or if we like them, they could be cute. We like them because they cute. We like them because they funny. We like them because they music. We don't know how to separate nothing. But after these messages, we'll be right back. So I need everybody to click the link at the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. Go over there to get you some of the best body butter on the market and that you will ever use. Okay, it is not greasy, it's not tacky, it's not sticky, it doesn't just sit on your skin or anything like that. It soaks in really quickly and just does its job. It moisturizes and you smell good and feel good all day. This is all day moisturization. So you definitely want to click the link at the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. If it's going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, ashkicking.com, pinned to the top of the chat. Oh, you guys are bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. Let me get to the super chats. Thank you, Dre the Dream. Thank you, HVAC. So this is why good Black people have to separate from the infected birds. No more talking. I need 5 seconds with her daddy. Just 5. He a simp. Thank you, Bureau. Says all about her. No empathy for the girl she injured. I don't know why she's backed up by the community. The value system is upside down. Exactly. Thank you, HVAC again. So I've been training for a 5K. There's no way in 10 years of training your arms all over the place. When running, your arms are pistons, not swerving. Exactly. Thank you, RBN. Said, notice the girl committed the battery was made up like a drag queen. The other young lady wasn't. Thank you, Quiet Faith, for your generous contribution to highlighting the absence of remorse and any apology. Sparked my own realization that I don't expect women to apologize during disagreements. I do associate women with this sequence of emotionality and blame shifting. I just go no contact. And I'm going to speak on that, but thank you so very much. Thank you, Jared. Said a product of the Black dysfunctional safe space. Exactly, a dysfunctional safe space. Thank you again, HVAC. Said if we continue to cycle in 10 years and not going to be Black people in America. No community or nation has survived this thinking and never will. Thank you, Too Talls, and many of our people now study foolishness. Thank you, Quiet Face and Mothers, Women, those who are popular. Yes, those are the protected class of the Black community. Thank you. Shell Shock has been a member for 11 months. That's a year. Thank you so much, Shell Shock. Thank you so much for all of that contribution and support. So just showing some love as a Crimsonite should. I appreciate you very much. So let's not forget how they were fighting tooth and nail for Keke Palmer too, but the new one, Crash Out, Jasmine Crockett, though, I gave up. See, they fight tooth and nail for that. Those are good examples. Those are two very good examples. But I want to go back up to something that Quiet Face said. Highlighting the absence of remorse and apology, and any apology sparked my own realization. I don't expect women to apologize during disagreements. I do associate women with this sequence of emotionality and blame shifting. I just go no contact. The reason that I wanted to re-highlight what Quiet Faith said is because this is where the lionesses shine through. And I want the lionesses to pay close attention to that. When we are wrong, and that error is pointed out to us, it may make us emotional. However, we cannot be so emotional that the issue of our correction becomes about how we feel about the correction. We can feel however we want to feel about it. However, we still need to take the correction. And when we are wrong, there is nothing wrong with an apology. You are not diminished. You are not diminished as a woman. You are not diminished as a wife. You're not diminished as a mother for acknowledging being called out, realizing that you were wrong, and an apology for impact. Apologize for the impact, not your intent. Your intent may matter if you are asked about your intent behind something, but the main thing is to apologize over the impact that your actions may have had. And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's a lot easier than you think it is. It's not that hard. Seasoned lionesses understand this. The young ones might still have a little trouble with it. Seasoned lionesses, we know this. Understanding that comes from not having an overinflated ego. Apologies have to be had. Conversations have to be had. They have to be had. And he can't be the only one. It cannot be a situation of only one person in the relationship, backs up or apologizes, or it can't be. It has to be a balance of both. It always tripped me out to hear men be like, I ain't never had a woman apologize to me. And it tripped me out from the standpoint of, I see women, I see hyenas when they don't want to do that. They don't want to say sorry, or it's backhanded when they do. And it's wild to me because I done apologized so many times in my life to people. Like, that's weird. That's weird to me. I've never had a relationship that I took seriously, whether that was a family relationship, a romantic relationship, a friendship, where I was caught wrong, or even if I didn't think I was wrong and somebody was like, no, you did this, did that, da, 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 this is how it made me feel, or this is what, you know what, I apologize. It's simple. Everything is not this big deal where you gotta be crying and all. I apologize. Listen, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. I apologize. What can I do? Because here's the thing. When you apologize and it's a good apology, you really take the wind out of folks' sails when they want to be mad. Because people look for other people to deflect and make an excuse and try to combat it, try to fight it, try to argue about it. But when you don't do that, when you don't argue with them about, I'm not about to argue with you on how you feel. I'm not about to argue with that because I can't change how you feel anyway. However you perceived it, however you took that, whether I meant it like that, didn't mean it like that, whatever the case may be, it's pretty much irrelevant. I'm not going to be able to change. So I'm not going to get into an argument. Well, no, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no way that made you that mad. It could have. It could have. Don't argue with people about their feelings. Leave people's feelings alone. Whether you think they valid or not is immaterial to the fact. The key is not to dismiss the other person, especially if this is a person you care about. If you care about your husband, you care about your wife, you're not trying to dismiss them. You're not trying to dismiss them. But all this level of deflection, now we're going to pivot a little bit. Now, this is a story that I have not kept up with. But when I did take a look at it, I was like, for real? Okay. Now, apparently, this man plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, and this is his fiance, or now his ex-fiance. All right. The title says, Xavier Worthy's ex-fiance gets protective order against him as DA decides not to pursue the domestic violence charges. Now that title right there, how you getting a protective order, but the DA said, oh, there's nothing here that makes us want to pursue any kind of criminal case. It's telling when the DA say, nah, because they be trying to prosecute. So when the DA look at a case and don't feel like there's nothing to prosecute, they just drop it. But I thought it was interesting. Said Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy's ex-fiance, who accused him of choking her last week, right, has been granted a temporary protective order against him. Now, before I finish even reading that little blurb, I want people to understand something. It is very easy to get a temporary protective order. It is very easy to do that. What's more difficult is getting a permanent one. Anybody can go get a temp protective order. Keke Palmer went and got, and she was lying. See, even when you lying about somebody, a man hitting you, you can go and get a temporary, the key word is temporary protective order. You don't have to have a whole lot of evidence to back that up. But if you go for a permanent order of protection, then this is when you have to show evidence, real evidence to a judge, so that the judge can allow it and say, no, you have to show a track record of this person being a danger to you. I don't want them around. I don't want them around my kids. I don't want them at my workplace. I don't want them at my home. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. They need to stay away from me because, on this date, they did this. On that date, they did this. I got video of this. I recorded the phone call when they called and did this. They showed up. I got a Ring camera to say they showed up in my house and they did. You have to then prove that this person is dangerous. Then you can get a permanent order of protection. But that's temporary. Any old lying chick can go get that. So that don't move me. So anyway, granted a temporary protective order against him. The order will remain in effect until a hearing is set for April the 1st, April Fool's Day. Worthy, who was 21, this is a young man, was arrested on Friday, March 7th for allegedly choking her and faced charges of assaulting a family or household member by impeding their breath. He has since been released from police custody. Following the arrest, Worthy's attorneys issued a statement asserting that Jones was asked to leave the home due to suspicion of infidelity. So what that means is, so you was cheating. You was cheating. And what you got mad, he found out that you was cheating. And so when he found out you were cheating and he told you, get out, you got to get out, get your stuff and get out my house. If he's so violent, why you wasn't trying to get up out the house? Why he had to ask you more than once to get out? This is a violent man, so you claim. Violent enough to choke you out. He found out that you were cheating, and not through hearsay. From what I read, didn't he hire like a private investigator that came back with evidence that she was cheating? And so I guess when you was confronted with this evidence, you got mad and you started fighting him. Because they said she pulled out some hair. She was scratching at it. So you're fighting. And these chicks will do that. It's the wildest stuff. What? According to his lawyers, Worthy hired a private investigator who revealed video evidence of his ex-fiancée, professional track star Tia Jones, being unfaithful. When Worthy confronted her and asked her to leave, she reportedly refused, attempted to extort him, and caused damage to the property. So you a Tasmanian devil. You was cheating. Worthy's legal team also claims that Jones physically assaulted him. However, he opted not to file charges. And this is the only gripe I be having against dudes. The only gripe that I be having against dudes, when these chicks be calling themselves fighting and all that kind of stuff, press charges on these chicks. Press charges on them. Do them how they do you. I bet you some charges start getting pressed and some consequences start going on. They'll start figuring that out. Because they'll press a false charge on you. Press a real one. Press a real one. She really hit you. She really scratched you. She really tearing your locks out and she done punched you in your face and she done hit you with something. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. We getting a whole order on you. A whole thing. I got paperwork. We getting paperwork on you. Okay? We is getting the white man's paperwork, and you can call me sassy. I don't care what you call me. Call me sassy. I'll be, 2 snaps in a circle with this paperwork. We'll be on some hated it with the paperwork. Stop being scared that these chicks about to think you sassy. They don't respect you no way. So you might as well. Your manhood is not impeded. Start pressing charges on these chicks. Please do that. Especially you got evidence that she the one fighting and hitting and getting crazy with you. She done went through the house and tore up something and done, she done threw this and broke that. I got it all on video. We finna come get this paperwork. Because you don't get to be a Tasmanian devil around here and then just, I ain't gonna press up. No, I'm pressing them. I'm pressing them. We pressing them. We pressing them to the highest extent of the law. Play with me. That's what they be counting on. Oh, he a man. So you know what I'm saying? He don't want to be in a situation where it seem like he emasculated. He don't want to be in a situation seem like, you know what I'm saying, he tattletelling on a female. But they don't leave you no other choice. You either going to pop her or press charges. Which one you going to do? Because letting her slide and you didn't pop her or press charges, you got to be done with that. On Saturday, March 8, Williamson County District Attorney Sean informed the Austin American Statesman that his office would not be pursuing the case after interviewing several witnesses. The same day, the chief told the Associated Press that they were still in the process of gathering information regarding the situation involving him. So, what you did was, let's sum it up. Let's sum it up. You with this man. This is the man y'all say y'all want. They always get in. They always, become, NFL and NBA stars and get white women. So he had a black one. Because you was mad at Travis Hunter because his girl is not black. He ain't got no black one. So this is what they do. This is what y'all do. Y'all don't do no different than what they do. Y'all all doing the same thing. Y'all all hyenas. What? So then he go and get him a black woman. Done already proposed to you because y'all was fiance. He done already made it to the pros. He played for the Kansas City Chiefs. They didn't win the Super Bowl this year, but they had won the Super Bowl, 2 times in a row? The last 2 years? He young. He a decent looking guy. You want him. He done supplied you with a nice home, a nice place to stay, this and that. And your mind said, go cheat. Who knows who you cheating with? Who knows the idiot that you're cheating with? Apparently, the man that you was cheating on him with, you know that one ain't sugar honey iced tea, and you also know he don't want you, because that's why you start wilding. You chicks can check your man's phone every 2 to 6 hours, but get mad. I bet you she got mad when she realized that the evidence that he had was gathered because of the private investigator that he hired, because you was suspicious. Do you know how flagrantly you had to be cheating on that man for a busy NFL player for his hackles to be raised on missing the time you gone? Do you know how egregiously you need to be cheating for a busy man to peep that no, it's too many times I done missed the time you was gone? What you doing? Too many times on a phone call, and this conversation don't sound right. And I'm just trying to let you talk because my hackles is being raised. Now I'm suspicious because I don't think you all the way telling me the truth about things. I'm asking you this question, asking you that question, and it's, the answer is funny. It's funny. Sound funny to me. He ain't got time. This is how busy this man is. He don't have time to sit and go through your phone and figure that out. So he just hired somebody. He paid them to have the time to follow you around, like on Cheetahs. He paid them to have the time to follow you around and record you and look at you and see where you went that day and, and all that. And when the evidence came back, and it was like, okay, no, she really is doing this. And he confront you for your cheating. Now, mind you, the Hyena Clan will support everything up to deletion about don't stop playing with people's feelings. He confronted you and you went off because he got a private investigator on you. So you felt a way about that. And then you could not refute the evidence. You felt a way about that. You couldn't lie your way out of it. It was in black and white. It wasn't nothing to talk about. You was guilty as charged. And you started spazzing because that little life that you thought you was going to have, where you was going to be able to sit back and be taken care of on this man's millions of dollars dime, and then at the same time while he gone, you figure you was gonna creep with the other dude. So you wanted to have your cake and eat it too. You want to be somewhere with your toe cocked up and being able to post it on Instagram. Oh, I'm married and my husband is an NFL player. Da, 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 da. You want to be able to do that. And you want to be able to sneak around with this nothing burger that you sleeping around with. And you want your husband or your fiance to be stupid enough and simpish enough to let you do it. He ain't supposed to, the lights ain't supposed to turn on. Right? And so when you was faced with that and there was no way out, there was no way you could lie, there was no way you could spin a narrative, there was no way that you could, spin it no type of way where it couldn't be, it was what it was, and he said, get out. That meant we not getting married. All of that you thought you was gonna have, you're not gonna have. I'm sending you back over there. You better hope he wants you. You better hope he wants you. You best hope he wants you. My apologies. So now, when all of that, your whole world done blew up. But it's your fault. It's your fault your world blew up. You blew it up. He didn't blow it up. You blew it up. You want to be able to slide and do this and do that and still have that man and still have this and still, because you think you cute and you think he wasn't going to leave. He told you to get out. Now you spazzing out. Now, how dare he tell you to get out? How dare he tell you that we're not in this no more? We done. You gotta go to wherever you gotta go to. You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get up out of here. I don't care where you go. I don't care where you go. Now you want to fight and argue and break stuff in the house because you fumble, because you a cheater, because you a liar. The nerve. So you a liar and a cheater, and somehow he wrong. Now you want to spin it like he doing something to you, when all you had to do was get out. All you had to do was get out quietly. Just go. Just go. You've already been found out. Just go. Ain't no amount of talking about it. Ain't no amount of talking about it. It's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to discuss. You have to go. They always want somebody to discuss it. We're not discussing it. We're not going to talk about it to the point where they want you to talk about it to the point where they can finally spin it to be your fault. No. They hate it. Hyenas hate it when you tell them ain't nothing to talk about. They hate that. They hate when you don't allow them to keep on talking, because say what? Say what? I'm not listening. I'm not listening. I don't want to hear that. Because there's nothing that you're going to say that's going to make what's on this tape not be on this tape. I don't want to hear nothing about, I don't pay you no attention, and I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. You got to go. Y'all want these men to do what y'all do. When you find out these men cheating, y'all want to cry and act a fool, but you don't go nowhere. You want the men to do that. Most of the time, men are not going to do that. The majority of the time, men are not going to do that. Especially if he feel like he can get another one. He's not going to do that. You the one that be on the internet capping about how you ain't going to share no man and be sharing them all day. You share a man all day. And all you do is be somewhere and act a fool. You want to holler and hoop and holler and argue for a little while, and then you don't do nothing but take him back. So I don't know what you was doing all the theatrics. You just want to go through the theatrics, and you think the men are gonna do it, and they don't be doing it. Thank you, Mobile Maze, for your contribution. Thank you, HVAC, said press charges. The only way they learn. Stop simping. You look weak if you don't. And thank you, Shell Shock. This literally just happened to me too. Hyena pulled out a fourth of my locks, and I called the police. They got in my house and laughed at me. Never again. And, you know, I can't pretend to really know how that's like. First of all, I don't be calling them. I don't have dealings with the police one way or the other. Secondly, obviously I'm not a man and I don't live as a man. So I don't have any relative experience or any comparable experience about being laughed at or ridiculed because I'm a man and I happen to be a victim of a woman, because they wouldn't have laughed had you beat her to a pulp. And then it would have been your fault. So I'm going to say this, and you can take it with a grain of salt if you must. Press the charges anyway. Press the charges anyway. They laughing, but it's their job to create the report. Press the charges anyway. Thank you, Miss C. Said, hey, sis, many blessings to you. Just stopping by to show some love. So much to catch up on Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Kareem, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much, good sis. And thank you to Real Books. That closure happened when she opened her legs. Forgotten. Thank you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But I appreciate you guys stopping by and supporting me. For those of you, I put it in a Discord that this weekend we was going to have a discussion about the movie Honora. I'm still going to put up my review for that movie. I kind of ran into some issues with editing, and I'm just going to forget it and do the video how I just need to do it. But for those of you who are in the Discord, we're going to have that conversation over the voice in Discord. So I'm going to post the time. And if you need help with linking in on the voice on Discord or how to use Discord, I'll be available a little bit earlier to help everybody so we can actually talk, because texting is not going to work. We can talk. Honora, the movie, it's a newer movie. I think it came out like later last year. And it's basically about it's almost this generation's Pretty Woman, but worse. It's somehow worse. So anyway, jump down into the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, is the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.